sponsored by thepowermagazine.com, howmuchyourbench.net, and BSN, makers of NO Explode. Look for BSN products at bodybuilding.com. Alongside Silent Mike and Jim McD, here's your host, Mark Bell.
We're here today with Christopher Bell, the director of Bigger, Stronger, Fatter, and his beautiful girlfriend, Lauren.
Hello.
Lauren is going to be down at the CrossFit Games at the Quest booth, DJing it up. Is that right?
Yep.
They probably won't hear this shit by that time.
Oh, that's right.
This is going to come out in like December for all.
I always forget that. I don't know how to. I don't know how to like not do that.
We have time travel issues.
I know.
Well, look, she'll be at the CrossFit Games, and then she'll also be at
Olympia.
I wanted to thank everybody who saw her at the CrossFit Games at the Quest booth.
Yeah, thank all your fans.
Oh, she'll be at the Olympia. That's in the future. That's far enough.
DJing.
Yeah.
With Quest.
She's DJing. What type of DJing you doing? What kind of music you cranking? Anything they want, or what's going on?
Anything that makes you move and groove.
Ah, makes people dance.
Yep.
That's
Some of
cool.
That hood shit.
High energy, things you can work out to, things you can sweat to.
Why is your boyfriend wearing sunglasses right now?
Because he's too cool for school.
he looks he looks inebriated or something. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, there he goes. Now he's got him off.
I pulled off the ears with them on.
Oh yeah, now he's.
I really messed it up.
Now he fucked everything up.
These cheap Ray-Bans.
I didn't know what happened.
Oh my god!
I pulled them. They
came
pull
apart
for some reason.
Oh, nice.
I don't know why.
Can we get a promo or something? Cool?
Straight out of
Yeah,
Venice.
These are only $180 and they fall apart. What kind of promo do you want
I
to
don't know,
hear?
just maybe cut your own or maybe a past. I don't know. I just know it's a specialty of yours.
Right
on.
now, I don't have a promo in mind.
You can't even cut one?
I can maybe in a minute.
All right. We'll give you a
Let me
second. We'll give you a
catch
second.
up to myself.
Let myself catch up to myself.
Let him catch up to himself. What's going on at Gold's Gym in Venice? That's both of you guys train there, right?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot going down there all the time. A lot of gossip going on. It's kind of fun.
A lot of hot guys.
A lot of hot guys. Yeah.
Oiled up.
Hey now.
Well, actually, after 7 p.m. every night, it turns into a man fest.
Wow. Have you ever shaved any of the bodybuilders there? Because they need shaving, you know.
Well, there's a posing room, and
Someone looks guilty.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe once or twice.
Hey, but they need help, you know.
Yeah.
She's just helping people out. That's all it is.
It's like community service.
I think the bodybuilders shave themselves. I mean, like
No way.
each other.
They can't get to the middle of their back.
Maybe they have a man groomer.
Oh, I don't think so.
Hey, people listening to this fucking podcast, do yourself a favor and get yourself a motherfucking man groomer. That shit's the best. Shave your back, shave your butt crack, whatever you need. It gets everywhere.
You shave your butt crack with a man groomer?
The man groomer is like basically a razor on some sort of like extra extended stick. Yeah, it's like a double stick thing, and you kind of pull it out like it's some nunchucks and shit, and then you can fucking shave your back.
Like a back scratcher?
It's like a back scratcher.
I
There you
totally
go.
use it for that.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Didn't you send
I don't
one
have
to
any
Kelly
back hair.
Starrett? Didn't you have one delivered
Yes,
to Kelly?
I did, and he was amazed.
That was a hint, right?
I got one
Yeah.
for Christmas from him, and I broke it.
And you blew it out.
No, I broke it. So like I couldn't. I was trying to like. Yeah, I somehow broke it. Like it won't shave anymore. It won't do anything.
That's not good.
It
Were
tried
your
to
hedges
cut,
too
You
long?
don't get the name
I tried
Boar.
to cut through the hair, and then it just blew up.
You can only have the name Boar for being able to break everything
Yes.
and anything at all times.
What?
What the fuck else is going on?
Well, you know what else is going on? We're just having a conversation here that Silent Mike said we can't have on the air, but I think we can.
What?
We were talking about movies.
No. We could have this on the air. That you're the worst movie critic. You're a fine filmmaker, but you're the worst movie critic on the goddamn planet.
I just think movies should be good, and they're not good anymore.
So this is what it comes down to. If we all wanted to go watch a movie right now, I can go to the little red box fucking machine and spend $1. $1 for 2 hours of entertainment. You get what you pay for. Am I right?
I don't know about that. I think if you are looking for minimal amounts of entertainment, then you just watch TV. You throw the TV on.
But even
and if you
TV
don't
is
like,
not even free.
but if you don't like something, you just change it.
It's true.
You watch something else.
But TV's not even free. My
But a
point is
movie,
that
there's a
$1.
whole-
a movie's
whole
a big
difference.
setup. You got to go to the movie theater.
Here come
Like
the Bell Brothers.
Well, I've walked out of movies before. I've heard people tell me before, like, oh, I've never walked out of a movie. Like, I walk out of movies. I'm like, this movie's
Like
fucking
Jurassic
awful.
Park 2, for example. You know, they
Is
try
that
to,
Vince Vaughn?
Jurassic
If
Park
Vince Vaughn's
2
in it, I'm
walked right out.
That was the first movie I ever walked out of, and I walked.
What's
out
that
of it
goddamn
because-
movie where they're in that fucking cave forever? What's that fucking movie called? Where that tunnel, the goddamn what the fuck's that called? One of the Hobbit movies or whatever the fuck's called.
Lord of the
Lord
Rings?
of the Rings. Lord of the
Yeah, I
Rings.
saw it with Riley, right? I saw it with Riley. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. He's like, no, I want to keep watching it. And I had left.
Yeah, it's a big snoozer. And here's the thing, though. They try to fit in all these politically correct things now. Like Jurassic Park, it's like they had to have...
A gay guy?
It was a white guy who had to have a black stepdaughter who was like
Wait, whoa.
a gymnast.
That's like Jurassic Park 5. You're taking
whatever.
it way
Maybe
out.
it was 3.
No.
It's
Was it
3?
3 or 2?
There's
I
not a
don't
lot
know.
of
No, I
black
think-
people in Jurassic Park. Let's
Well,
I think
only the first one was
but
good anyway.
The problem wasn't that. The problem was trying to squeeze in all these different things. Like, it's like we just talked about the Avengers, which the Avengers had some cool moments, but like each guy had to get their shit in. And so as you're watching it, you can just sit there and go, okay, now the Hulk's got to get his shit in.
That was my favorite part. Keep
Yeah,
going.
that was the
That was
best
good,
part.
right?
But
Yeah.
you basically paid
$10 to see the Hulk
no
kick
more
someone's
than
ass.
$10. You paid about $12.50,
Or 15
and then
if you saw
plus
it
you
in
paid
3D.
for popcorn.
I
Or
didn't-
soda.
You
Whoa,
played
whoa,
for-
whoa! I bring
hold
my
on.
own popcorn.
You paid for gluten-free
Because he's worried
Sour
about
Patch
too much
Kids.
fat being in it.
What?
I know you're on a diet, so
I am.
you bought the gluten-free Sour Patch Kids.
No. Sour Patch Kids are amazing. I have them in my car.
He has to put them into his calculator.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I brought my own popcorn from home.
Okay, well either way, you still bought the popcorn somehow.
Well, yeah, kernels, and I popped it.
You didn't grow it.
Well,
So,
maybe I did.
Regardless of all this,
You're
you
still
did
paying
all
for
this
it.
work.
All right, yeah.
And then you get to the movies just to see the Hulk go Hulk smash, and he punches one guy.
Yeah, it was pretty much
Now, you
pretty much
could've-
the highlight of my day.
You could have done that in a video game.
I would do that too, but a video game's like $60. See, you guys aren't on the point that I'm getting here. You could pay $1 and go rent that movie and be
No,
entertained
but they
for
have
2
an
hours.
Avengers video game that's actually free, and you can play it on your iPad, and you can smash people.
My friend here, my bird on my shoulder said pornography is free. So if you're, but it's not because you got to buy internet, you got to have a
Very
computer.
naughty.
And then there's all the
So is the
damage
T
that it does to
Nation
your soul. and
figure
then-
girl forum that Lauren's all over supposedly.
My
I don't even know what that is.
my wife went to use my phone to like search for something. She's like, I'm gonna find so much porn on here, and she typed in one letter, and like 5 porn
Any
things
letter,
came
right?
up. I'm like, I have no idea how that got in there. Like that is so gross. Like
Yeah,
I was
why would
totally
that?
appalled.
Jake borrowed my phone. or
Yeah, that was
It
gross.
depends on what letter they type in first, though.
Just any letter. It doesn't
something.
matter.
So Chris here bore as
A
many
P or a
look
V.
bad on how I like every movie.
No, you're just easily amused,
All right,
and you're
so to
supposed
make-
to be silent, and you're not silent.
So
Like
to
he's
make
a
it
monkey.
make it look how bad you are and how critical. He spent half an hour thinking about the last good movie he saw, and he still
Okay.
couldn't come up with one.
I've been trying. Okay, we'll get Lauren involved in this. I've been trying because I thought Planet of the Apes was going to be awesome,
Which it was.
and I was trying to get her to go, and I kept saying, "Hey, when are we going to go see the monkey movie?"
No, that's like torture. Like I used to have to watch it when I was little.
you
Like the
scared of
real one
monkeys?
with my dad, I would fall asleep.
Oh, what?
No, and so I liked the old Planet of the Apes, so I thought it was going to be good, but she didn't want to go. So
What about
she-
James Franco, the first one?
Is he in it?
He's in the first one. You need to go watch
Wait,
it.
is this the second
Mike
one?
doesn't
Yeah,
know
see,
what
you're
first one
lost.
he's talking about.
Well,
No.
either way, beyond it.
Not the very first
I
one.
was
I know what
telling
he's
her-
talking about.
Okay, hold
The
on.
second reboot.
No, I'm
The
talking
first
about-
movie of the second reboot.
No
I'm talking about the
crosstalk
first. I know. Things are getting
Listen,
weird.
so I was trying to get her to go, and she was telling me, I'm not going to go. It's going to be bad, blah, 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 blah. So then after I went, I was still trying to hold it in that it was good, and I couldn't lie. I'm like, I can't lie to you. It sucked.
This is
Like,
the,
nothing happened.
I know this is like the third version of the movie.
Do you like
now.
to just say something sucks just to make her sad? Like, hey, that sucked. She's watching like Dr. Phil. She's all into it. You're like, this show's fucking garbage.
She doesn't watch anything.
Are you that boyfriend?
I don't really watch TV or movies.
But if she enjoys a movie, you just shit on it? Like, that movie was stupid.
No, because she doesn't really like anything.
She's like, hey, that guy was really buff. You're like, that guy's a faggot.
No, because she never really says that. Right? Except for...
She
in,
doesn't say what she
no,
thinks.
Except when
No,
she's
no, no,
watching
no, no.
Supertraining.tv.
No, in X-Men, we were watching it, and we were both like, damn, Hugh Jackman is shredded, and like we sort of agreed on
Yeah.
it.
You both wanted to bang him.
I already have. I don't know.
Hey now.
Hollywood.
Well, supposedly he trains right near your house
Yeah,
in West
West
Hollywood.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Wee-ho.
Find him. No.
You know, he trains right at that Reebok gym right on the
Yeah,
corner.
yeah, with Yummy. I don't know who Yummy is, but she's fucking legendary.
Yummy, yummy.
She's a trainer at that
delicious.
gym.
If you train with anybody named Yummy. Yeah.
But you didn't like that the motion capture performance of Caesar, the Andy Serkis's Caesar.
So good.
I thought that was amazing.
I cried.
I
cried.
would've-
I
I
laughed.
thought that motion capture performance was amazing. It just
well, it's,
no, it was to me.
Welcome
it was
to the 21st
the sa-
century.
It was like watching a video game. It really was. I thought like it looks really cool, but at the same time, it's like that's what it felt like.
I
It
thought he
felt
was
like-
the one really good thing about that movie, and everything else. Though I liked it, there wasn't a minute that I didn't know what
here's
was
my-
going to happen
okay,
next.
I like the
Here's my-
orangutan. He was my
Here's
favorite.
my problem with the Planet of the Apes. the whole reboot, the whole thing. Back in the day, they had these monkeys that were on a sound stage, right? And they could talk to each other and communicate with the humans and all that stuff like that. And so in these, they were different in the fact that they've gone back, to the point where like the monkeys don't really talk.
Yeah, they're
Right.
They're
beginning
just
to
sort
evolve.
of, beginning to evolve, right? And all that stuff. So to me, that's hard to take because I'm used to the monkeys that talk to the people, and it's on a soundstage, and there was something very, like just cool about it. Like there was something really interesting and unique about the soundstage kind of Planet of the Apes. It's very stylized.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's just like very like okay, it's all CG.
You want a
And
guy
there's-
in a
there's
monkey
like
suit
million-
running around?
Yes, I do.
That's stylized?
And
It's like with
females.
scary movies, though, too. Like, scary movies aren't scary anymore because it's too animated. And
I'm too scared to watch
like,
scary
the
movies.
ones back in the day, like Poltergeist, like, that's really scary.
Except if
Michael
you go back
Myers.
and watch it now, it's not scary at all.
What's
Not
back
bad.
in the day?
Michael Myers is still scary. Like Halloween is still badass. Like there's
The Shining, like Stephen King movies.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these.
All those movies are
You have to
paced
see it.
differently than
Too
what
much.
we are used to now, so they all seem very, very, very slow. We were talking about The Godfather before. I'd rather kill myself.
Oh
We
yeah.
can
Watch
all
The
agree on
Godfather
Rocky,
again.
right?
Too slow.
yeah,
Rocky?
Rocky's the
Rocky's
best.
number one. All right.
Rocky's the best
All right.
movie ever made.
Well, and Rocky's fucking hilarious too. There's
It's
so many
amazing.
funny parts in that movie.
The thing is now, when you watch a film, like you don't remember it. Like, are you dying to go see Planet of the Apes again? Like,
yeah.
no.
Well, I'm taking you later.
No.
You're buying the
But
popcorn.
there's very few movies where I go see it. And I'm
Well,
like,
you
I
see
gotta
him and
go.
you forget him.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
forget about it. So, like, you'll see a stand-up comedian, and if he's awesome, you'll remember what he said. If he's not awesome, you'll maybe remember one thing. And that's for me with movies nowadays. Is like you'll just take one. You may like Planet of the Apes. I can't even remember anything about it really. I'm like, the best part. Not to. This is a spoiler alert.
Spoiler
is when
alert!
he picks the guy up and throws him over the ledge.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. I thought that I have to say like okay.
That was very Braveheart-ish.
I'll take my Planet of the Apes
It was also very 300.
review back
Yeah.
slightly and say that the movie was really good at the end, but it took so long to get to the end. Like
Well,
it was like
Yeah.
it had a good build.
Do you want to see the end first?
No, I just want to see more happen.
They had to fill a big gap, though, from the James Franco one.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
beginning just
Yeah,
took too
I agree.
long.
10 years.
I'll agree that.
I mean, for like an hour and 15 minutes, I'm like,
Well,
is
let's
this
be
gonna-
serious. If McDreamy James Franco was in there, that'd be your favorite.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I'm done with movies.
There was just sort of nobody like there was nothing to it in the beginning, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm a huge fan of the whole franchise, and a lot of those movies sucked. But I'm a fan anyway. They were
I'm a huge
B-movies.
fan of the Wendy's franchise.
Oh, a Baconator?
Yes.
Yeah, those are good.
Just to let
What's-
you, just a comment on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Franchise.
Franchise.
Yeah. Was it Wendy's Frosties?
Those things are amazing.
Is that?
Are
Am I
good.
right? Yeah, Frosties
Those
are good.
are seriously good.
But I heard they have blizzards in a cone now. Put that in your pipe and
Mind-boggling.
smoke it.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So what's going on, Boar? What you doing up
The,
in our town? Boar's not on the phone right now. He's live and
No,
fucking.
I'm live in the studio, and if you guys saw what this studio looks like, it is amazing. I mean, this
They will. Look,
Mind-boggling.
we got two cameras on
This
us right now.
slingshot-
The flies here, they look so real.
Yeah, they're all CGI.
Yeah, talk
now.
about CGI.
And that
Actually-
cocaine that we snorted earlier makes us feel like we're doing a podcast. Oh my.
talk about NO Explode. Actually,
Hey now.
I'm joining the team here. I'm joining Team Super Training. I'm not strong enough yet, but I'm gonna.
You'll have to ditch the girlfriend. Yeah, you got to be. Well, you have to be
Gay all the
homosexual.
way. Yeah,
you got to
gay
be
all the way.
homosexual to train here, because what we found is that you care more about your teammates when you're intimately involved with
You
them.
know that's the truth though.
What
Like
if I
Spartans
get-
did that.
Yeah.
Wait, what if I get married and then just I'm closet gay like you? Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
You can be in the closet. Matt Nickerson is in an electrical closet.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he just told us like a half an hour story that had no point.
he had
He made out with a
relations
girl?
with some girl in an electrical room and then blew out the circuits with his giant ass.
That fat guy with the
Wait,
red
wait,
beard.
hold on. Let's talk about giant asses because her ass has been getting bigger and bigger.
Bodybuilder
What you been
ass.
doing?
And she just smashed somebody with her ass at
Oh.
a restaurant.
Well, what do you think about ass so fat, let's make a baby? That's
What?
Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, that's a great line, huh?
It's in
What do you know about
Weed
Wiz
and
Khalifa?
Boys.
Weed and Boys.
I don't-
You don't play Weed
Ass
and
so
Boys?
fat, let's make
I'm
it.
not
Is
going
that
to
what
your
you're
booth.
thinking, though? You're like, damn, look at that ass.
So
ass
fat.
so fat, let's make a baby.
Yeah,
Get
no,
over here,
she-
Lauren.
She smashed somebody. Like, she's been doing a lot of squats lately.
She broke somebody's face with her ass.
No, she smashed into some lady's
I
chair.
was like so offended, and I didn't even apologize because I was like, "That's not my fault. It was my ass."
Your ass
a lady?
wiped- Your
Apologize for
ass
that.
broke a chair.
It was an old lady that was mad.
Yeah, she was like all offended, like.
Why are old ladies the grumpiest people? They're so grumpy.
There's
Well-
a trainer at Gold's Gym that actually asked her to train her, and he's like, I don't even want to train you. I just want to train that ass. Right? Give me those glutes and those hammies for like a month, and let me show you what I can do.
That's amazing.
And so,
And it worked.
and no, she did train with him a little bit, and it didn't do anything.
Oh. What's
you
the
want to
glue
train
recipe?
that ass? Is that what he said?
Dat ass.
D-A-T ass?
Dad ass.
Eating?
Eating lots of protein and doing lots of hamstrings. And
This steak went straight to my ass.
Doing exercises.
Leg curls?
Do you like follow any certain diet, or you just kind of watch your food overall? Or you just eat like a pig?
I just eat really clean, lots of veggies, lots of protein. Whenever I'm hungry, like I'm not like, oh, I need to eat 6 meals a day. I eat when I'm hungry, you know.
So does Boar.
But I'm
He's starving right now.
No, I'll tell you, this vegan donut diet that
Yeah, what were you doing in there? You're
Okay.
so fat.
No. I was with a guy that weighs 330 pounds.
Wait, were you with a guy?
Matt
I was-
Nickerson?
I was with a guy. Actually, he
330
looks
pounds isn't shit around here, by the way.
Yeah, was he?
like,
It's a drop in the bucket. I've been there.
he looks like Nickerson. But anyway, so this guy is from Baltimore, and he was dead set on having a cronut.
Oh, yeah.
And so I brought him this place where there was cronuts, and there happened to be cronuts. There was a green tea cronut, so that was
I
healthy.
saw that, yeah.
And then there
Green
was
tea
a
burns fat.
Then there was a vegan donut, and then they had what's called a pro nut, which is great because donuts, first of all, blow it out anyway. But this was a donut that has protein and fiber in it.
Why?
It's
don't
like
know.
protein-infused vodka. Why?
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Yeah, I've heard.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
you just
It's
got
supposed to
excited.
be better
I
for.
don't
It's supposed to be better for like a hangover or something because of the amino
Oh.
acids. But come on.
That's horseshit.
No, so and then they serve these pro nuts with coffee, and you know what? Coffee pushes it all down.
Oh, right.
Yeah, shoves it right out of there.
What Lane Norton calls poop juice.
yeah,
Yeah.
poop juice. Hashtag
Yeah.
poop juice.
It really is. I mean, these
I might just
flies-
slap you. I'll get you.
Pooproids.
What?
Pooproids.
Kind of is like poop rides.
It's like steroids for your ass
Oh, speaking of which,
hole.
I stayed over up here, last night in a hotel, and I blew out the toilet, and I was trying to get. So she wakes up to the sound of a plunger.
That's embarrassing.
Welcome to Andy Bell's world.
I was trying to make it so that
That's
she
every day
couldn't
in my
hear
house.
me, and then she could, she heard like,
Are you okay?
yeah, it sounded like somebody was drowning in the ocean.
Alarmed. I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah,
And I,
like he was killing somebody.
I jumped up out of bed.
She
And
just
it
hears
wouldn't-
weird noises and knows it smells like crap in there. So she's like, "What the hell's going
It
on?"
wouldn't go down, and it was like I had to harpoon it.
Yeah, you have to cut it in half. That's the
Yeah.
best.
You're just
Oh
lucky he
my
wasn't
God.
Oscar Pistorius. They're trying
Yeah.
to lure you into the bathroom.
You're gross. I can't believe I'm sitting next to you.
I clogged the toilet. Big deal. It's not like I shit in the shower and stuffed it down the drain of my foot like.
Yeah,
Mark
who
does.
would do that?
So gross.
Have you heard that story?
No.
I was telling this story. My friend of mine, like somebody tells a story, and my buddy was like, he's like, yeah, like we were telling all these gross stories. He's like, yeah, it's like that time I shit in the shower and stuffed it down the drain with my foot, and the room just got silent.
He's laughing so hard
He's
too because
laughing
he's
so
like,
hard.
everybody's done that, and he's like, oh, laughing
everybody's
about it.
done that
Pee in the
shit.
shower, shit in the shower. Hey.
No, so then I told Mike Ryan, and Mike Ryan's our celebrity trainer, fitness buddy, who just, by the way, is training Mickey Rourke out in North Carolina.
He's
Again.
about to come out in a movie, right?
And Mike, oh yeah,
Planet of the
Ashby.
Apes 3. Oh.
Yeah. No, so when I told Mike Ryan the story, he's like, "Oh yeah, they do that all the time." It just
Mike
like-
Ryan was Mr. Muscle Media 2000 back in the day. He was on many of the covers.
It's called a romper stomper. A waffle.
Yeah, waffles in waffle stomper.
bipolar bear out of nowhere with fucking waffle stomper.
Rawr.
Lotso bear.
Sounds so gross.
Lotso Bear.
It's supposed to save time.
Toy Story?
Lotso bear.
That's a good movie, right?
Toy Story is a
All
great
three.
movie.
All three.
Yes.
Give it to me.
Yes,
All
all
right.
three.
Shrek?
Shrek is great.
All right. All right.
Okay, so hold on.
Lego movie?
Hold on.
Sucked.
We had this whole discussion before that kids' movies are actually better.
Well, Shrek tells a really good story,
Well,
So good.
and it takes time to tell.
yes,
you know.
do tell a very good story.
Yeah.
Listen, so kids' movies are better than the adult movies nowadays because they put a lot of time into them. I think they put a lot of effort into like telling a good story.
When they're writing it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
and
the
they they can't get away with just throwing. You know, they can. There's a lot of crappy kids movies.
No, we
but
got way too many ADD
it
kids.
takes a long time to make these animated movies.
Right.
So there's a lot of people reviewing the script and going through it, and like it's not like an auteur process. It's like there's a bunch of people that this thing's going through to make sure that it's awesome, so that they make sure that if they're going to spend $100 million on animating a movie, that it's good.
Yeah.
You know?
So
That donkey was amazing.
You're telling me Chris Bell's going into G-rated movies now?
I think so. I think that actually
I'll be a voiceover. I always want to do that.
I've always wanted to make movies that I tend to like to make movies that are on a scale like that have that bigger scope. Not just like little niche kind of movies. But it's the same thing with documentaries, and this is why I make documentaries. So when I started making Bigger, Stronger, Faster, I was like, yeah, we can get this done, crank it out in a year. But what happened over the course of 3 years was amazing. And then when I did Trophy Kids, I was like, we can crank this out in 6 months. But what happened in the course of 2 years was amazing.
Story kind of evolves while you're filming.
Absolutely. And now what happens is you start making things that actually mean something. When I'll tell you this, like the guy who directed Planet of the Apes is not going to receive emails every day 5 years from now.
He changed my life.
Telling people how it changed their life. But I get those emails on Facebook every day.
Yeah, it's different.
And they might be from jabronis with fanny packs, but they mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
It means a lot to
That's
get
a hell of a
email
fanny pack.
from people saying like, hey, listen.
It's in that fanny pack.
Well, like when I'm at Gold's Gym in Venice, there's people that come from all over the world for some weird
when I was
reason.
at Gold's Gym in Venice, California,
they want to come and they're like, I was hoping you'd be here. I was hoping I could come talk to you because your
I need your dealer.
Yeah, your movie changed my life.
and I need to know how much deck it'll take.
Yeah, exactly. No, actually, I do get a lot of emails from people saying, what should I take? What should I do? And it's all kind of it's kind of a joke to me because I just send them, like, they're like, what should I do? And I said, well, you know what? You should actually train naturally as long as you can. And you should take BSN products and you should go to www.supertraining.tv and learn how to really train. So it's all kind of fun for me because I get to just refer them to stuff that I know is good and know works.
Yeah.
And I tell them like, hey, that's not my. If you want to do drugs or whatever, that's not my business. I'm not in that business, and you figure it out yourself.
Hey, get out of here, you fucking jabroni. That's what you tell them.
Exactly. A lot of kids write to me and they're wondering like, oh well, maybe I should do this and do that. I'm like, listen. You can't even bench your own body weight.
Right.
Like, you're pathetic. Go get on this website and figure out what to do first because that's what we did when we were younger.
Yeah.
But we didn't even have access to websites.
Inch on the arms in one day.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah, we didn't have access to anything. I mean, we had to learn. It was trial by fire.
Yeah. The internet's starting to go backwards, though. It's great because there's so much information, but there's so much shitty information now, too. Any jabroni can go on there and start their own website.
And we used to do deadlifts. Like, we used to do stuff that I could never even do now because I have arthritis so bad I'm about to pass out.
We deadlift until you had to lay flat on the fucking floor to let your back release because it was on fire.
And he deadlifted one time. We went in, and I think I
don't even know if I could do it now.
I deadlifted 405, and we were kids, and I did like 15 reps. And he was 4 years younger than me and a lot lighter than me at the time. And he did 19 reps with 405.
Holy shit.
At like, 18 years old?
Yeah, maybe even younger. I don't know.
It was a grizzler, and then, that's when I realized, like, shit, this kid's pretty strong. But he never could squat. That was, like, always the fun part was, like, his squat.
Well, I actually didn't squat for years. I just avoided it.
Yeah, just calf raises?
No, it was always terrible. Like, it was fun because,
Leg press.
Back in the day, I was squatting, 500 for reps in the hole. Like, I would do, like, sets of 8. And he couldn't even squat 405.
No, I couldn't even squat 315.
I don't know.
I actually didn't squat at all for a long time because I always had mobility issues. So I remember the first few times I even tried squats at like 13 years old. I just could barely figure them out.
However, he could bench 315 in 9th grade.
I could always bench.
That was weird.
That's weird. That's my max right now.
Yeah. Is it really?
I mean, kind of.
A little bit less than
I remember my teacher asked me about like what I benched because I went to a contest like over the weekend or something. I was like, I did 365. He's like, no. He's like, that's not. He's like, that can't be possible. I only benched 315. I'm like, it's possible. I benched more than you.
And speaking of how much you bench,
Yeah, how much you bench?
So what's next movies? I mean, we're going to make a kids movie, and then what?
we're working on a movie right now called Prescription Thugs. And Prescription Thugs sort of starts off where Bigger, Stronger, Faster left off. It starts off with
Cookie bars.
talking to Mad Dog, the Mad Dog story. And, you know, a lot of people don't know. So, you know, people still come up to me and say, what happened to Mad Dog? And this movie sort of explains that and sort of takes off on this culture of addiction that we live in, and ends up in a place that I think that nobody will really expect. And like I said, that's the beauty of filming documentaries over the course of time, is to come out the other end with an understanding. You know, when I started the movie, I had no understanding of addiction. I just knew I knew what my brother went through, sort of, you know. And, you know, by the end of the movie, I ended up being like an expert sort of in this field. So I think that, you know, it's going to be awesome to watch it unfold. And we're still in the editing process. And what we're doing now is getting hyped up to get this thing into Sundance. So that's
Nice.
That's where I'm heading right
When's
now.
that?
Sundance is in January, but it needs to be done by, I would say, like, end of September. And there's a couple more.
It's fucking
interviews
high
to
altitude
cover.
up there. I'm gonna need to take some EPO.
Yeah, what is that? Like, yeah,
That fucked me up
you see
last
that?
time.
Talk about good documentaries. You see the Armstrong Lie?
Yeah, the Armstrong line
That was
was
pretty good,
Alex
huh?
Gibney, and Alex Gibney had done Taxi to the Dark Side the year that I went to Sundance. He won an Academy Award for that film, and he's a great filmmaker. He's somebody who's, you know, very talented and also very fortunate to be able to just keep cranking out documentaries. And he's sort of like at that level where he's done so many documentaries that he just gets paid to do them.
Yeah,
like,
investors
one after
just
another.
begging for them.
Yeah, and hopefully, like, one day I'll get to that level where somebody just.
There's no hopefully. It'll happen.
Yeah, I have to keep raising money and doing these things. And the way that I made Prescription Thugs is really interesting. I actually won a contest to be able to make it. You know, I won a contest that was
American Idol, right?
sort of. It was like a reality show on a really small network.
They're replaying that. I saw it the other day.
I just saw a couple episodes of your place. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Your
Pursuit
show.
of the Truth?
Right.
Yeah, so it's a really cool show, and I think that, you know, what ended up happening was I was in this contest to do this show, and I'm like, I'm never going to win this. You know, I just kept thinking, I'm never going to win it, I'm never going to win it. And every time they'd call me to keep advancing in this contest, I'm like, whatever, I'm never going to win this. So then I went out and was interviewing my friends with these crazy prescription drug stories, and, you know, by the end, we ended up cutting together like a 5-minute trailer, and we pretty much destroyed all of the competition. Me and my buddy Greg, who is my editor, and he's now producing the movie with me and editing it, pretty much destroyed everybody because I just don't know anything else but laying it all on the line. You know, I think when the other people in the contest hadn't really done this before, and I was like, I got to go all out. You know, they were struggling to get like one interview, and I would have like 7 done. You know, and they'd be like, well,
Well, and they a lot of times what I see is a lot of times they take like a nerdy approach or like almost like a textbook approach, and it seems like what you do is more like what Jim and I have done here at Super Training is like you just shoot, you just grab people, interview them, and you shoot it, and the story unfolds as you go along almost.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have some ideas and you have a plan in your head, but it's not as so thought out. I think some of those other guys
Not as scripted as this podcast.
I think they suffer because they're trying to script it too much almost.
Well, when I did Trophy Kids, it started out where I went out with a camera by myself, and 90% of that movie was shot by me, by myself, with nobody else around, because like
straight pervin, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Well-
it was straight pervin, but it would be like a Thursday night at like 6 o'clock, and I'd have to drive from my house in Venice down to Orange County, like 2 hours in traffic, to try to make an 8 p.m. football game, and nobody else was available, so it was just like me and a camera. You know, a lot of the days that we shot was just like me and a camera, and the things that would unfold, like just sitting down having dinner with these families, I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to bring the camera into the diner with me. And I'm not going to get permission. I'm not going to set up a location. I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
It's so much better to ask forgiveness than to ask permission. Because when people ask permission, people say no. And later on, when you're like, dude, I shot this awesome movie, it's gonna be on HBO and your business is in it, can you sign off on it? And people say, hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because there's no bad reflection on them, right?
Right.
The worst thing that happens in Trophy Kids is that parents are assholes.
Right.
You know?
And they eat at the restaurant.
Well, and the truth is about like filming
Assholes
stuff.
eat here.
The truth about like filming stuff, there's things now that have more views than anything that's even on TV that's just filmed by amateur people. People are just filming random stuff.
It's becoming so
I saw a
popular.
guy the other day, doing his little girl's hair. It was
I
a
saw a
dad
lady,
doing a girl's hair. She's like 6 years old or 8 years old. She was spinning around in a circle, and he was like braiding her hair at the same time. It had like 14 million views.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I just posted.
That's not a special camera or nothing. That's on a phone.
Yeah.
It's like, and when something's really short, you'll watch it. Like there was posted a thing of
course.
this girl on a rope swing that didn't quite make the water.
Oh yeah,
She got-
those are the best.
She got totally, like epic fails or like,
People get wiped
Yeah.
out.
But the thing is, like, nobody went into an epic fail and had to set up the camera and make sure it was in
America's
focus.
Funniest Home Videos is a great example of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is people getting wiped out all the time, so you can watch that for days. But
It's the same thing over and over, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of the people I work with, they sort of get mad because they're like, oh, well, I need time to set this up and do this and do that.
the lighting and blah blah.
Well, and my buddy Greg, who's my partner.
Fuck your lighting.
and one of my best friends is like comes from a cinematography background, and he's learned to cope with it. Like he hates it, but he's learned to deal with it. But when we want to do some other things, like even when we film here at the gym, it's hard for these guys who are cinematographers to be like, hey guys, can you slow it down? Can I set up the camera? But you're not going to really get somebody to truly deadlift 800 pounds,
Right.
on a whim. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is something that happens or
Yeah.
it doesn't. Last time we were up here and we were filming, BSN was in here filming, and some of the most intense, like deadlifting and stuff going on, it wasn't the stuff that they set up and shot where
Right.
you were lifting,
Right.
Because they were setting up and shooting and lighting for you.
Right.
But then you had that other kid, Marcus, come in and
Right.
deadlift like a savage.
Yeah.
And like we filmed that stuff, and that
Right.
stuff we'll use for super training for the website,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And that stuff looks amazing. And the reason it looks amazing is that kid was so fired up.
Right.
And it was like real. And it was like, it wasn't set
Right.
up or contrived.
I
Right.
can't remember. Did you guys get?
Plus he has long hair and he look, who did he look like?
He just chopped it.
Fat Fez.
Yeah, Fez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now he shaved his head. He looks like a fat man.
They got here when we were deadlifting.
Yeah. What did you guys get when Lauren tore his bicep?
They were here for that, but I don't think they knew it.
I don't
Not
know.
this
Oh,
Lauren.
no,
Yeah,
we
the
saw
tall
it.
guy.
I was like, wait, she tore her bicep?
Yeah, no,
and you
not-
called her a he? I'm like, I know she's jacked.
Not
Our
you.
male Lauren.
Our male Lauren. Yeah. No, he tore
Or
his.
Mel Lauren.
It's
Hey, now.
Loren.
Yeah.
Lauren.
Lauren.
Like Lauren Michaels from SNL.
Right.
Yeah. Lau.
I'm Laurenla.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was trying to remember because I wasn't
I
shooting
think-
any of
Yeah,
that.
he
He
just
was-
had surgery last week.
I think he was shooting, and then I think he stopped for a second, and the guy tore his bicep, and I think
Yeah,
he missed
yeah,
it.
no- Nobody
it stopped
got
for
it.
like 25 minutes for setups and
Right.
and B-roll shit. And when they came back, which they shouldn't have done.
You know what's amazing is that we come in here and we're working. Mark's working with BSN, and he was like, "Yeah, you guys need to get some B-roll." And they're like, "Sort of, how do you know about B-roll?" Because
Yeah.
we've filmed so many times,
Right.
and we've done so many, different things. And even we were filming interviews for Prescription Thugs with Mark. He's like, "Yeah, sure." And then we'll just set up over here, and you can do your B-roll right here. And my producers are like,
They're like, what?
How does Smelly know about B-roll? Like,
Well, when BSN was here, they basically got what they needed within about, after setup and after a few warm-ups, they got what they needed in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I kind of know what to expect from them, through doing stuff with you and through doing stuff with Jim. All that stuff has kind of helped, and so I can help them kind of get
Well,
the shot they're looking for.
It's something interesting we can talk about because a lot of people are doing this, including Lauren right here. Is just like, I think that you can help a lot of people. Like what you do with the Power Project, it's pretty amazing. And all these people ask me like, "Hey, can you set up and can you film this?" And
Right.
why don't you give some people advice that want to follow in your footsteps of what you're doing? Because we always give out knowledge free. That's our game. Because I challenge somebody to do a better job at it. So I don't know. Why don't you talk about that? Because you don't have a fancy camera, you don't have
Right.
anything.
Well, I think there is really no advice. There is just doing. You just go out and you do it, and you start filming. And I talk about this a lot. Jim and I did a DVD a long time ago, and I was very confident then that we were going to make a good DVD. But looking back at it, like shit, I was pretty new.
Yeah,
and Jim
you
was
were.
pretty fucking new to filming all this stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you have to have that confidence, that inner confidence inside you to be able to project it and to be able to come off like authentic. And at the time, you know, I was pretty strong, so that helped. You know, that helped solidify things. But really the main thing is just to go out and do it. And like, you feel like you have an opinion on something, then you have an opinion. You feel like you're an authority on something, then you're an authority. Show people that you are, you know.
Yeah.
And really the main thing is just to have a passion for it and to go out and just start filming it or writing about it or whatever it is. You know, maybe you're not gifted at being on camera, but maybe you can write. You know, there might be other routes that you can go.
Yeah, I know. We were just filming something last week. We started doing some things online with for Lauren, and you know, it was funny because it was like you get all nervous. You're like, oh shit, like I'm a professional filmmaker. Maybe I got to whip out the big camera. I mean, and we shot it on a GoPro, and like, yeah, it could sound better,
right?
But I'll tell you what, like, it's not going to really look much.
Well,
better,
also too, like, she might not know, but you probably do. Like, what are some funny words that she says? Maybe she says something, you fucking crack up laughing. You're like, what did you say? But she should use that in videos.
Yeah.
You might not be able to think of it off the top of your head, but like everyone has little quirks and little things that they do or little things that they say. Like I always say squat. How long have we been saying squat for?
Yeah, and people think
I started saying
hilarious.
squats, and then people are like hashtag squats, and they write it about everything.
Yeah, and people
They've been saying that
people
for
are like,
years.
Oh, you're hilarious. I'm like, I just say what's on my mind. I never even try to be funny or try to like say anything, you know.
Remember Emeril Lagasse? Bam! You know, he would make, or John Madden. You know, like everything. You need to find something that's just a little bit different, but it can't be forced. That's the thing. You can't you can't completely force it, otherwise people will see that. Kelly Starrett is kind of the master of it. Really, he's fucking amazing at that shit. He kind of makes up words almost, or uses doctory words, and you're like, what the hell did he just say?
You know, you watch a lot of people like when they do try to make stuff up and they're trying to struggle, or they're, you know, you say jacked and tan. Hey, get jacked and tan.
Right.
So I'm saying that like around all these people that I'm friends with that don't even work out. They don't even lift, bro.
Right.
And
do you even lift?
And everybody's walking around like, I want to get jacked and tan. I want to get jacked and tan. And you know what's going to end up happening is after a while, it's going to catch on more than just words.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to start lifting.
Right.
You know, they're going to be like, you know what? I need to go to the gym. I need to get jacked and tan. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get jacked and tan. I need to buy Mark Bell's book. I need to go on Mark Bell's website. I need to buy a slingshot. You know, and that's how you sort of brand yourself. Is like brand yourself with yourself and be yourself.
Yeah. Well, I even hate some of the terms that people using terms like branding. Like I just don't view it that way. Just start fucking working.
It's because it's because I think for you it's already internalized. You don't really need to put a name on it. You know how it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know that everything you do needs to reflect what you're doing.
Right.
You're always selling, whether or not you're selling.
Right.
You're not using a formula to do it. You're using your gut.
Well, everybody says go out and buy this book and you'll learn how to go viral on the internet. Like I don't know how to go viral.
There isn't
on
a
the
way.
Internet. I don't know how to do anything.
No, there isn't.
all I know how to do is grab a camera and go interview people.
Well, an example.
Keep doing that until it hits.
Right.
Well, BSN, you know, they said they put a lot of money behind this new NO Explode, and they put a lot of money behind the marketing of this video that they shot here, and their goal is to have like 1 million hits. Can they have 1 million hits? We've only had 1 million. Well,
we've had
two videos. One is a guy tearing his pec.
That's 1.5
million.
million.
Everybody wants to see because it was Scott Mendelson. I have no hatred towards Scott Mendelson, but a lot of people do. And the other thing was, Eric Spoto hitting the all-time biggest bench press in the history of the world. Like,
but
who wouldn't want to see that?
Here's how that happened, though.
It got on Yahoo or some shit.
Well, yeah, with
Mendelson
tore his pec in March of last year. I put the video out like a month later
November,
it seemed kind of gross. Just one of those things. I was sensitive about it. I'm not friends with him or anything, but I was just sensitive.
We also don't want to
it.
shit on him either.
Yeah, I didn't want to shit on him. You know, he came to our gym. We want to be respectful. Whatever. And then Spoto did his world record press in May of last year. That went out right away, immediately went viral. It was the fastest fucking thing I've ever seen at that point. It went to 500,000 in 2 days. And then it's over 1 million now.
Right.
The Mendelson video sat out on the internet for 10 months and did nothing.
And there was that picture, right?
There was a picture
and then
of
the
his
picture
bruising.
came out of his bruising, and it was on Reddit and a few other things.
We were just
and people
talking about
found
that
the
earlier.
video, and the video exploded, and it's at 1.5 million.
Yeah, the thing is with I'm friends with Scott. I know he trains at Gold's Gym all the time. And just so you know, the reason that he tore his pec.
Well, we know that, yeah,
Yes,
because
'cause
it's
of-
Dick Lickerson.
No,
Our spotters, yeah.
No, he came up to me and he blamed it on Mark.
Right.
And he's like, your brother's the reason I tore my pec. And he shows me, and he's all bruised. I'm like, what are you talking about, Scott? And I'm like laughing. He didn't have good spotters there, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
bullshit.
yep, typical Mad Dog syndrome. Like, blaming on everybody else, you know.
Yeah, we can. Have we ever told the story?
I
Do you
don't
want
think
to tell
so.
the story?
Yeah, basically he did a. What are you flexing over there, robot pants?
God damn it! Everybody wore the same shirt today.
But
I'm squatting naked.
basically, Scott was back here doing some warm-ups, and I said, hey, you know, I want everything to be perfect for you on the platform. So if you need anything special on the platform, let me know. Like, I'll even hand off for you if you want. But he had a guy lifting off for him, you know, at the meet, and then we had our like side spotters, you know, and he was back here doing like a 3-man lift, and I said, you know, we don't normally do 3-man lifts, you know, when people are lifting raw. Like, if you need any help out there on the platform, you need anything special, you want me to make sure guys on each side are the same height and like whatever, just so it's totally
Or
balanced
the
for
same
him.
guys in the warm-up room that you have on the platform.
Right.
And that was
Which we do
That
as
was a
gear
major
lifters.
point that I made to him too. And so he goes out there. His first attempt was kind of shaky. I said it to him again. I'm like, hey, you know, if you need anything special on the platform, let me know. I don't remember when he tore his pec on his second
attempt.
yeah, the second
19 or something.
Yeah, the second.
Huge jump from a shaky opener.
It was a huge jump, and yeah, the lift off looked a little crooked, but he didn't get hurt because of that. You know,
Yeah, well,
Dick Lickerson did it.
the middle guy was still holding on to the bar, so I don't understand how the handoff
Right.
was responsible for
Right.
that. Middle guy's holding off of the bar and stabilizing it
Right.
before he started. So I mean, there's no way the handoff.
he
was
had
good.
trouble in the warm up room with like 600. You know, he did 633 in the meet.
661.
661. He had trouble with like around 600 in the warm up room. He went out and did 661, which is huge, and then he tried 719, which was just way too heavy because 661 was basically a max lift for him. You know,
Yeah.
it was kind of brutal.
It's convenient to, you know, like we had Donnie Thompson in the gym a couple years ago, and one of the videos that we did, he talked about how, well, man, maybe he never released that one. Anyway, he talked about how if you're in that competitive mindset, you pretty much have to blame everybody else.
Right.
You can't take personal responsibility because you have to think you're infallible.
Yeah, that's interesting.
At least that's from his.
You
I
blame the
find-
bench, you blame the weights, you blame the, you know,
Yeah.
It's
this
so-
a lousy
sun in
bench.
my eyes.
That's so common.
Remember that
but
with Big John
that's
Studd?
that's a problem in
It is. It can
in
be a
getting
problem.
better.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a problem
You
in
know, because you're
powerlifting.
never
I was about to say.
well, you know, in powerlifting, I always joke about this. It's always a sport of I'll get it next time. Like,
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
misses a lift, and you go up to like Smelly, he misses a lift. Hey, you'll get it next time, bro. Don't worry. And we never said that to each other.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, man, it was too heavy today. That
Right.
sucked. You know, like I slipped. My
You
foot-
got to figure out a way to
I
get
ate too many-
stronger, get better. Period.
My
We don't
biggest,
say that in
my
other
biggest
sports.
problem was I would try to do things that I didn't do every day in a meet. Like, I'd
Right.
be like, oh, I got to carb up. And every time I'd carb up, I'd blow up like an Oompa Loompa. And I would, like, be about to explode. And I'd
Oompa loompa.
Did you carb up today, or is this your natural state?
Yes, today I thought we were going to be lifting, and I walked to a goddamn podcast and, like, all bloated and shit. I don't know what happened.
Natural state.
Anyway, what would happen was I would be trying to do things that I didn't normally do,
Yeah.
and the lifting would suffer for it.
Yeah, and I think everybody does that.
But why don't?
And then I blame it on everybody else. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, you'll get it next time. My shirt was too
Nobody
tight. I'm
ever
not used to
hits
this
a
gear.
lift. Nobody ever hits a lift like really easy in the gym, and no one's like, that's my third attempt. Everyone's like, that's my opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they jump 30, 40
But
pounds per
powerlifting's unique
lift.
in that way. Joe Montana's not going around blaming his wide receivers for every fucking missed catch.
Right.
Well,
you know?
some people are.
So far as we
yeah,
know.
but no, you don't see people at the highest level in other sports
Yeah,
doing
the great
that.
ones aren't.
You know, you don't see that in basketball. You know, like the high. You know, Michael Jordan wasn't blaming everybody else. Kobe does a little bit. He's just so angry.
I blame Seth Santos.
But it just happens all the time in powerlifting.
He's our defensive back that let up tons of touchdowns.
So speaking of football, what's
We
going on
couldn't
with
make it
Mike
in the
Vick?
playoffs.
Is it a Mike Vick, Chris Johnson connection this year for you Jets fans?
No, the Jets are going to be awful.
Really?
They're always, yeah, they're always.
I don't think
awful.
they're going to be that bad.
They're
That's
always
a
bad.
safe prediction every year, right?
Yeah, that they're gonna suck.
Are you a Giants fan?
What's that?
Are you a Giants fan? Or are you a Jets fan with this guy?
I
What's
like
up with the
football.
Jets?
I watch both.
Oh.
So what's the story with Lauren here? What's the deal? What do we got going on here?
Would you give her a couple protein bars?
She's like a 10, and you're like a 4. So how did this happen?
Yeah, but your
Well-
humor makes you a 3.
Do you have
so-
some other genetics I don't know about?
Yes.
A genetic anomaly in your pants?
You know what? I don't know how it happens. You know what? Sometimes
Why don't you tell the story, Lauren? He doesn't
being
know
a
what the
nice
fuck. Just
guy-
take the microphone from him.
Gets you.
Give me the microphone.
Yeah. She's taking charge.
No,
Tell the story.
I mean, well, we met at Gold's.
All right, and what was his pickup
Some
line?
meathead connection.
Hey, little lady, need some help deadlifting?
Yeah.
That stole my heart.
Hey, want some protein powder?
I saw him deadlifting and
Whoa.
I melted.
Ah.
All 130
Is that true?
pounds.
Is that a true story? Did you see him deadlifting? He's deadlifting 225.
500
I
pounds
think
with
we were
fake
deadlifting
hips?
That day.
Fake hips.
So you met at Gold's Gym, and then what happened?
She took me out to lunch the next day.
I
Ah.
asked him out.
No way.
And who paid?
I think I offered, but
This may be rude, but are you blind?
Yeah, is this, what's that movie? Fuck, I can't think of the name of it.
Avenger.
No.
Whoa.
In the Toxic Avenger.
No, what's the movie where he thinks the women are skinnier than
Oh, yeah, Shallow Hal.
Shallow
So
Hal, yeah.
good.
She sees me all shredded.
You see him as like Mike O'Hearn every time he walks by, you're mesmerized.
That's amazing.
Actually, she
All right, so you went on a date, and then did you
Lunch.
guys like...
Lunch isn't a date. Lunch isn't a date.
talked
we
about,
were friends for a while.
Yeah, we
For like a
talked
couple
about, like, a lot
months.
of
Oh, you were in the friend zone.
Yeah.
Oh no, where
Beep, beep,
outside?
beep, beep.
Yeah, for a couple months.
I know she was doing a competition, and she's like, "I really want you to come to my competition or whatever."
Don't hold my hand. Just grab the microphone.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I don't know why she wanted me to really come to the competition. I'm like, this chick can't possibly like me. There's absolutely no way she likes me.
But she asked you to oil her up.
No, I went to her show and we hung out. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I
Things
remember
just
you
happen.
started posting a lot of pictures of her.
Yeah,
I remember
you
like
told me it
Kelly
was-
Starrett was like, "Who's that chick your brother's hanging out with?" I was like, "I don't know. It's probably some chick who's going to stand him up."
Yeah,
If she
on the-
doesn't
on the
know she's
down
in the
low,
He's gonna. I was like, he's gonna bomb out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Kelly like emailed me about it. Like,
Yeah, Kelly's like, this is serious
he's
business.
like, "What's going on over there?"
Yeah.
What's happening?
Hey.
I said, "Stay in your own lane, brother."
Stay in the Bay Area.
Well, you said a lot of guys were hitting on her, right? Because she's new chick at the gym, right?
Fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
That's what they.
Hey,
said,
look at that fresh
no,
meat.
but she I don't know. It was a weird. It was like there was some other guy in the mix that I thought was her boyfriend.
Oh.
It was a guy that was training her.
Was it your boyfriend?
No.
Did
Was
he
it?
know that?
Was it your
Training
boy?
with him, and then things got really weird.
Training in quotes or training? Wait,
My
what?
trainer
He was
doesn't come home
training
with
me.
me.
Yeah.
He was training her, and then no, we were just talking about all these different things that she could do as a DJ and get out of the club scene and into like more of the fitness scene. Like there's all these
Out of the
fitness
club
events.
scene and into your bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
You should be
I
a
got
DJ
turntables
in
right
my
next to
bedroom.
my bed. It's weird.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird, kind of suspicious, but I went with the flow. And
You're just
here
like-
we are today.
Oh, what a
6
cute
months later.
What a cute story.
I think the thing is that good minds think alike.
There you go.
So she hates Planet of the Apes just as much as I do.
They're like, let's fucking hate monkeys together.
Yeah, no, I actually wanted to see it. No, but there were a lot of things that we had in common, and the common ground really is like just changing people's attitudes and the way people think. She grew up. Her father was still is a nutritionist.
I thought you were going to say Nazi, because that's what they do. They change the way people think.
Her father was a Nazi. Changed the world.
You know, typical fitness
Her
story.
father was a nutritionist
Like Arnold.
and owns a nutrition store, and she learned at a very young age how to like eat good and train hard, and kind of gave the same way we grew up, like giving away your information for
Right.
free. If somebody asks you, it's all about them
just help
putting in
them
the
out,
work.
yeah.
It's not a top secret thing that you need to sell. So we just talked about doing different things, videos together,
Whoa.
not videos together.
Sex
I
tape.
have a camera
videos.
set up right next to my turntables,
Yeah,
right next to my
just
bed.
Doing things
Talk about
that
viral.
were- No, but it was really easy because I would introduce her to different people. Like
What was
different-
really easy?
It's easy to introduce. Okay, there's all these girls. In
Now he's
LA.
got to back
He's getting
up.
flustered. What's going on,
Hold on.
Moore?
Whoa. There's all
Wait,
these
what was
girls-
easy?
He fell asleep for about
There's
10
all
minutes.
these girls and guys in LA that want to be the face of fitness.
Right.
And they look like me. They're out
Right.
of shape. They're not ready. And they don't look like.
Don't talk down
A
on
girl that looks
somebody.
like you would be terrifying.
It's a bunch of
So
girls
when
in
she
LA
said,
that look like
hey,
me.
here's what I want to do. I was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So I introduced her to some photographers and some different people. She introduced herself to people from Quest and different people. And when she talked to Quest, it was all a matter of like what you say. You got to ask for what you want. So she said, well, hey, I'm a DJ. Why don't I DJ, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been good at networking. That's always been a strong point of mine. I'm just a people person, and networking is everything. Yeah, I mean, if you want something, you have to ask, or you won't receive.
And then a lot of people would say stuff like, well, like Lauren, she's just lucky. She just knew Chris, or like stuff like that. And like
You mean unlucky?
No, but they do this a lot to Mark. They say, Mark just got lucky to get Reebok. There's no luck involved. It's the same thing that you
It's
do.
like I've been doing this for years. Like I've been in the fitness industry for years and DJing for years, and it just,
Well, I think maybe 10 years ago, you could have probably said with certain chicks that are hot, you could say, yeah, she got lucky. She made it through a little faster than some other people. But I don't think you can say that anymore because
competitive.
It's highly competitive, and you can't just be more than. You got to be more than just a hot chick. You have to have something else that you're offering that's beneficial to the company.
How'd you start DJing? When did that come about? When and why?
Probably when I was 18 years old, and I started, being of age to go to the clubs, and I just saw that it was a male-dominated business, and that's what attracted me to it. I was like, no way. I was
no
like,
more
I'm gonna
dicks.
Take over, and I'm gonna be a female DJ, and I've always been attracted to more masculine things. Maybe because I have a brother, and I
Except
always
for
looked
Boar.
up to him.
Yeah, he's the most female thing you've ever done.
He's my special man.
Did you? Is it true you used to superset DJing with bicep curls?
I do have
You mix in a couple push-ups and stuff.
Yeah, of
What's
course.
interesting though is she probably
Microphone.
She
A
probably
motherfucking microphone would help.
more than anybody that I know.
She what?
She eats more than anybody I know.
I eat his leftovers.
She can have a battle with Katie Hogan. Katie Hogan, when she's done with her plate, it looks like a brand new plate.
That's what
There's
she does.
nothing left on it.
She eats everything on the plate, and she only eats it's like vegetables and meat and avocado and olive oil on everything. And it's just but a ton of food. So
awesome.
all these girls how are you so ripped? I don't know. She just eats a ton of food and works out really hard.
Well, she probably built up her metabolism over the years.
Yeah.
We had Lane Norton on here, and Dr. Lane Norton, he said, that your metabolism isn't stagnant. It doesn't have to be in one place all the time. You can kind of move it around and shift it around a little bit. You can manipulate it a little bit.
The idea is to get it revved up enough that you can actually eat like a normal amount of food, not be starving yourself all the time.
Right.
Because the more you starve yourself, the more likely you are to just get fat if you
And he
splurge.
said, basically you might undereat for a competition, and then you build yourself up to a point where you're able to overeat or eat as much as possible without getting fat or fatter.
Yeah. I think it's a great goal for everybody. He said, eating as much as you can and maintaining whatever body you want at that point.
Right.
How's that going for you, Frosty?
Talk?
I'm talking to you. Baconator.
Yeah, Baconators are great. I love
Green tea, cronuts, and Baconators.
No, I mean, recently I've actually just stopped eating.
I know, you got some shoulders going on right now.
I went gluten-free.
Did the camera see that?
Gluten-free. That's the way to go. Not even just gluten-free, just...
What are you, some hippie?
No, just cutting down on the sugars and the breads and pastas and all. I'll eat it once in a while, but that was the main difference for me was just dropping all that stuff out of your diet. Really, it just limits your options too of shit that's bad for you.
There you go. Let's eat.
Well,
eat less
it's really
calorie-dense
hard.
shit.
It's really hard to eat processed foods. When you cut out a lot of sugars and you cut out a lot of gluten products or wheat products, just limits you to only having natural foods.
Lauren, are you able to eat some junk, or do you gain weight?
No, I mean, I think everything in moderation. Sometimes we go out and I'll order dessert. I love chocolate, but life is a balance, and you shouldn't deprive yourself. But most of the time, I'm always eating clean, and
Well, you can say
eating
it.
to feel good.
Quest protein bars.
And I love my Quest protein bars.
There you go.
They're super clean and
Well, the thought
yummy.
process behind not depriving yourself is that you can stay on a diet kind of long term. You can stay on, not necessarily a diet, but you can stay on a way of eating for a long period of time. You don't have these, epic cheat weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Or weeks
it
or
becomes
months.
a way of life. It's a lifestyle. And once you cut out sugar and carbs, you don't really crave it. And then when you do eat it, when I do eat sugar, I'm
I think fat
this is
people
so
immediately
sweet.
write that off and think it's bullshit, but it can actually work. I was fucking fat. I was 330, And if you do cut back on carbohydrates and sugar,
Yeah, it
you
happens.
won't crave them as much. So
Absolutely. The first week is hard, but after that.
Speaking of fat,
don't
what's
crave
going on
it.
over here on a reverse hyper?
I don't know.
over here?
People just keep
a bunch
walking
of
in.
fat fucks walked in with a bunch of fucking Western bacon cheeseburgers.
Yeah, everybody's
I
fucking.
love how only at Super Training Gym is a reverse hyper a place to put Carl's Jr.
That's so
Yeah,
like
gross.
it turns into a fucking table.
We're the grossest
I mean, it's
gym
a
in the
reverse
West.
hyper extension. There's like somebody's eating Carl's Jr. before.
Oh,
they
that's
work
weird.
out.
Nickerson's right
Well,
next to it.
and you know what this guy's nickname is over here? This large mammal over here.
What with the pompadour?
What's
haircut?
a very famous Midwest restaurant that you and I ended up at for breakfast many times? That's gross.
Waffle House?
Bob Evans.
It's a great nickname.
Is that his real name?
No,
That's his name.
I've never
Bob
even
Evans.
been there. I just know the nickname's perfect.
Well,
It's actually Fat Dan, but Bob Evans works.
I was gonna call him Waffle House.
Waffle House isn't bad. He's had the most nicknames out of anybody.
What
We
else to
gotta.
get big
Waffle
rig?
House is kind of too good for what we're looking at.
Yeah. Although people do
It
smoke
looks like
cigarettes
Jon
in there, which is pretty
Favreau
gross.
And Rudy, when he was all fat and nerdy.
The fat Jon Favreau.
The fat Jon Favreau and Rudy.
Jon Favreau has some weight issues. That's for sure.
No, you're not fat.
That's a
Jon
movie-
Favreau was fat in the movie.
That's a
You
movie
look
that I saw that I
fucking
liked.
Fantastic.
Sean Favreau's movie I liked.
Which one?
Chef.
Oh, Chef. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's
it good?
fun. It's good. Yeah.
Bora's gonna hate it.
Isn't
Why even
Robert
go to
Downey
see it?
Jr. in it?
Briefly, yeah.
Cameo?
What about
Yeah.
Iron Man? You
You
said
know-
there was no
okay,
good
hold on.
hero movies.
No, Iron Man 3, though. That wasn't good. But Robert Downey
Iron
Jr.
Man
made
2 sucked, 3 was good.
$75 million this year.
Who
And
did?
He's not even in one movie. Because he took a back end of...
Wait,
Whoa!
Hello.
What
Well,
did you do?
what we know of the back end is that you can't get pregnant that way. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's safe.
He took the back end deal on Iron Man 3.
What does that
and it
even
made
mean?
$1.2 billion
Just by
And-
taking it in the back.
to take it in the rear
I'll
end.
do that. Where's my manager?
The
And,
back end.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the only other person that made close to him was Dwayne Johnson. Who
What
made
about Jay-Z?
$52 million this year, starring in 3 movies.
You're talking about actors.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z had to make more than that. That guy's balling.
Who cares?
I don't know. Maybe his wife
Dr.
Beyonce.
Dre's ahead of him.
Was that?
Dr. Dre would be ahead of him.
Yeah, Dr. Dre is the first hip hop billionaire.
Yeah.
Who's to judge hip-hop? We're hip-hop.
He sold Beats.
I know. What a son
To
of a
Apple.
bitch. Him and some white guy, right?
Jimmy Iovine.
Jimmy
Some
Iovine was
old
a
white guy.
long-time producer. He produced
Yeah.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers when
Yeah.
they broke through.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. You got anything
Yeah.
else to say, Bor?
Let's wrap this one up.
I'm gonna
Squat,
squat.
deadlift.
All right.
Jackie Chan or Jackson Tan?
Jackie Chan.
That's gonna be the next shirt.
Lauren, if you wouldn't mind sharing with us where people can find you on Twitter and on Instagram.
You
And
can follow me on Instagram at LaurenFitDJ, Twitter LaurenFitDJ, and no,
Pornhub.
just Twitter and Instagram LaurenFitDJ. Thank you guys.
And you are a Quest sponsored athlete, is that correct?
Yes, that's right. And I want to thank Quest. They're amazing. Check out Quest bars. They're the best thing in the world. And
You're going to be at the Olympia representing them,
I'll
right?
be at the Olympia DJing, and I will be at the CrossFit Games this weekend with
and
Quest.
probably the Arnold and every other
Yep.
place that they are, right?
The
I'm
Olympics,
so excited.
all of it.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Bor, you got anything else to plug or do or whatever?
No, I'll be back, man. I'll be back.
Yeah, you wish.
Fuck. All
We're not
right.
gonna be able to get rid of him.
Multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle, and may all your shits be tapered.
Thank
You
you.
can find me at Silent Mike on Instagram and Twitter. You can find Mark at Mark Smelly Bell because he already unplugged this shit.
Big, strong, fast.
Big, strong,
Stronger,
fat.
faster,
Big, strong,
vascular.
fast.
No, big, strong,
Oh, that's
fast.
you. Yeah,
At
plug
big,
yourself.
strong, fast.
And he's sponsored by Slingshot. What else you got, Bor?
I'm not sponsored by shit, man.
You're not sponsored by
I
Slingshot?
walk
You
to
got
the
booted?
beat of my own drum. Oh, yeah. Macho man walks to the beat of his own drum.
The real question is, what do you think about Sark?
I'm actually... about who?
Sarkisian.
What about him?
Think he's going to be a good coach?
You know what? I think he'll be a great coach for USC, and I think the Trojans will fight on, live to die another day.
Oh, that's horse shit. I'm out of here.
I'm Jim McD, SCTV. Every place that I would want you to find me. Follow us on Twitter at STJimSack, Facebook/SuperTrainingGym. Thanks for joining us on this summer fun series of the Mark Bell's PowerCast.
Subscribe to Power Magazine at thepowermagazine.com. If you choose the digital edition, you can catch up on all the great back issues, take your training to the next level with Slingshot products at howmuchyoubench.net, and look for BSN products including NO Explode at bodybuilding.com. Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of supertraining.tv.